Welcome, beloved Sangha, to our Jewel Ornament of Liberation series with our Venerable Khenpo Tenzin. We'll begin today's episode in the Yellow Garchen Buddhist Institute Prayer Book, page 4 and 5, with opening prayers. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Tangwe doje jaje rezon ro jenjamada duja bonjomba surje lombo tabra jibe ko chaje jabe jabdo nguzan zar dorjen janje telo naro tam mapa mala chuje gambo Pamadru ba jawan rogong ba gajo lama nanje da jon je danan dana zira tam je da lama la pa la ye je so zon la son yon den jam zeng ala ba den de don jen je be ge la zo da ge lo ju zon ro war sun je la do so je lam don ro war sun je la do so lam ro wa se war sun je la do so Chua yi zon jia war sun je la do so gang ge lan jen de wan jong ga pa me ba je me ba chi pa me ba da me ba wa me ba do me ba da de de me de je zhi ba ni je je dian ba zo ba san je ma nan je dan ba de la zhang zar du ren je za ba la ma ji je ku zong do je sen lan do da da ge ju lan be da ge dan ba dan sun je je don la bo jen de bo sun je la do so Okay, very good morning, dear friends. uh, Pater Rinpoche says, this is impossible without having good intention for ourselves. This is impossible without having honesty for ourselves. By not accomplishing the essence of the Dharma for our own benefit, we destroy our own dominion by ourselves, don't we? So, so how do we pay attention? How do we pay attention ourselves? And how take care ourselves? This is related our mind. So our mind has a special power. For example, we think, okay, now I'm going to eat healthy food, or I will eat unhealthy food. Only your mind can decide it. So whether you are rich or poor, you are a healthy person or people or not, doesn't matter. Only your mind can decide. So you should be happy with good things. Good things means you should keep a happy mind by yourself. Happy mind is a principle in our life. So then we often talk teach about Dharma. Actually, in the Dharma, there are many methods how to be happy and how to reduce sufferings, physical suffering, mental suffering, and all other problems. So in great practitioners, they also had many facing problems, outer and inner. But the way of thinking, they can change a lot. So they can fix all the problems. So then Dharma practice means there are two benefits. One is benefit of this life. Another is it benefit next life. Next life, it does not mean only that after die or death, but next life means even you practice Dharma well today, it benefit tomorrow. How to it benefit is, for example, today you understand how to reduce these afflictive emotions and so forth, and then tomorrow your mind is relaxed, happy. So that's why if we are going to benefit ourselves, we must practice Dharma. And also, if we are going to help others, we should practice Dharma. If you are not Buddhist, still you can practice Dharma. So Dharma means all phenomena. All phenomena we call Dharma. So then the action of this Dharma is fixed our minds. So how to fix our mind? For example, if today I have some problems, and then I directly focus on these problems, and then these problems are real problems. So then I am suffering because I have these problems. But Dharma is the way of Dharma. How we should pay attention on there is, for example, there is some problems. We think, oh, this problem is impermanence. Sooner or later, it will change. For example, coronavirus is very, very serious disease, but recently it's a little reduced, yeah? So there are many examples. someone got sick for many years, but then slowly they keep good health, of course. At the same time, they change the way of thinking, and then they understand the essence of that sickness. So the essence of that sickness is impermanent. It's change. So this sickness does not stay always in our body or in our mind. And also, if we go more deep there, then the essence of this sickness are also emptiness. So this is an example. This is an example. All problems, the problems with the friends, or problems with environment, or problems with, so there are lots of problems. All problems are impermanent and emptiness. These two things you should keep. So if you keep these two things, you don't want to become Buddhist. So these two things are psychologically a great method or great medicine of your mind. So emptiness means through your wisdom you analyze. Okay, you analyze those things, how they, for example, there is a house, and then the house we analyze means we separate, like oh, this is a window, this is a door, this is a roof, this is the floor, or so forth. If we separate them, there's no house. There's no house. So then meditation means there is no house. You will able to relax there. That we call the meditation. We understand when we establish there is no window, or this is a window, this is a door, this is a wall, this is the roof, we can separate. But after we cannot relax there, that's where we are going to meditate. The action of meditation is we should repeat that. For example, the soccer's, the football or basketball players, they play and then they become famous. No, this is not true. They practice in their house, in their with their groups, and with their teachers, and then at the same time they exercise. They came to the ground. They practice exercise, and eventually they come to the competition. I don't know what it's called, and then they got great result. They become very famous. It's very similar. So we have to train, and our mind. First, even we cannot say mom and dad when we were a child. Then slowly, our parents taught us, call me mom, call me dad, call me brother or sister, and something like that. And then step by step, we learn, and we grow. Now we can do ourselves. So mind is like that. And now we all wake up that about karma, cause and effect. Okay, if we did wrong things, if we did mistakes, and the result is suffering. If we do good things, result is happiness. We understand. So now it is time to practice. And then eventually our mind will become Buddha. Eventually our mind will become Buddha. It does not mean in reality. Our mind does not become Buddha. Hopefully we are not confused. Our mind does not become Buddha means our mind already Buddha. So there is no another way to become it becomes Buddha. But our responsibility is to reduce some temporary obstacles, obscurations. So That's where if we are going to benefit ourselves, we should practice. And if we are going to benefit others, absolutely we have to practice. I don't mean without practice Buddhism you cannot help. I never meant like that. Okay, so but I already mentioned that Dharma means phenomena. Dharma means phenomena. So through Dharma practice, you can greatly benefit to your family, your friends, and all. But then I say that, but you trust or believe me or not, it's up to you. He says that that's where I believe. I think this is not so smart. But you, after I say, and you check by yourself, you practice by yourself. I already gave you the example like disease is impermanent. If disease is not impermanent, then medicine is useless. If I'm a headache, I take its medicine, then my headache disappears. So that means it is impermanent. So you check by yourself, it's true or not. We have hope that we are going to kind of delete our problems from root of these problems. That is our hope. That is good hope. So we can remove root of problems. We can remove entirely all of these problems. So then how we should remove these problems are, we are going to remove afflictive emotions. Okay. So whether we say the samsara has essence or not, we search for the essence of samsara, and we find some good things there, as well as food, clothes, drinks, friends, and fame, and so forth. But then we understand all the happiness we receive from them. So we overly make effort to gain real happiness from those things. But eventually, those things also become the cause of suffering and problems. The main reason that sufferings and problems occur for us is that when we cultivate different activities, our actions combine with afflictive emotions. For example, if there is a bowl of rice, and if this bowl of rice is mixed with poisons, then when we eat it, the rice helps us to remove our feeling of hunger, but at the same time we get sick because of the poisons. But when we practice Dharma, at the same time we come to a right understanding of karma. So our actions and motivations are clear and pure, so they benefit us in this and future lives. During the Dharma practice, we generate loving kindness. If this loving kindness is a relative bodhicitta, then it directly benefits us in forgetting ego. And when we forget ego, we don't have suffering. Especially the suffering which is related to anger and hatred. If this loving kindness is ultimate level bodhicitta, then we don't have dualistic thinking, so we will not attach anywhere or to anything. So our minds automatically become like empty space. So then there is no direction from which suffering comes and happiness goes. And then when we discuss karma cause and effect, many Dharma friends may not have questions like what is karma, but it might be that you often have the question that if everything occurs through karma, then why do some people who engage in a lot of non-virtues have many good things, and some people practice a lot, but they have a lot of obstacles still? So why does this happen? So Milarepa gave us great answers through his melodious songs. So now we will listen to one of these songs. Milarepa met 5 bandits on the road and sang them a song. In the song, he described the workings of karma. He mentioned the faults of 3 lower realms and the benefits of the 3 higher realms, which are attained through karma cause and effect. In the God's realm, when they plant something, they can harvest the crop immediately. This is not due to their skill in growing things, but to the merit they have cultivated in previous lives. So practice generosity. So this is Milarepa gave us advice. Practice generosity. How to practice generosity is of course there are material things we give to other people or other animals, like our clothes and food and drinks and so forth. These are also wonderful. And there are special practice on generosity is that you practice dharma and come to the law of karma. I already mentioned dharma means phenomena. Everybody can practice it. Karma is law of that. You should go these rules and regulations. So if you come to the rules and the regulations, then these benefits are comes to you immediately, and you can immediately you can benefit to others if they are very urgent. And also, if you come through rules and regulations, then you can benefit a lot to the other beings. For example, even Dharma teacher, for example, I'm teaching now, so I think, oh, this is only my responsibility to come to here and just say something. Probably then this teaching makes me tired. But okay, the teaching is a phenomena. This teaching is a phenomena, And then I come through the law of karma. That means, during the teaching, if I generate loving kindness, compassion, I arise a deep feeling that may this teaching benefit all brothers and sisters. If I gain this feeling, I'm not tired. Even if I'm going to teach whole day, I'm not tired mentally. Physically, they are a little bit limited, otherwise, but this is not a big deal. So this is how come law of karma is not serious. It does not the weapon to punish us. It is not a weapon to punish us. So this law of karma greatly benefit. It's very smooth, soft. Especially even this teaching and listen same time. When you listen and then at the same time you arise compassion, may this listening benefit to others. Or you have a big, great, plan that I'm going to listen carefully now. In the future, I'm going to help many beings through this teaching. If you have this promise, this view, it greatly benefit to you, even in temporary, less tired, even the time is gone so fast, yeah? And then Milarepa said, in the 18 hills, there's 8 hot hills, 8 cold hills, and another branched hills. We say 18 hills. Hill means the realm of suffering, intensive suffering. We call that a hill. So when the henchmen of Yama cut the bodies of the hill beings, the wounds recover immediately. This is not due to healing. This is not due to skill to healing, but the fruition of having killed in previous lives. So you should avoid killing. So dharma means phenomena. I already told you. So now I ask you, do you want to kill or not? Definitely you said no. Even many of you are vegan and vegetarians. Even you say, I don't want to eat meat. That's wonderful. So dharma means that. Dharma says, don't kill others. So then Milarepa introduced us that in the hell realm is right now we cannot see it. But in some realm is some living beings stay in the one area. In that area have lots of suffering. These beings have a lot of suffering. 24/7 they are suffering. Okay? So, and then the henchman of Yama is like a king. And then henchmen they serve to him what he said, they listen. So they cut the bodies of these beings. After cut, immediately they recovered. So that's what Milarepa said. They are this is not due to skill in healing. Yeah, but these beings, they cultivated this negative karma. That's where this fruition happens. Fruitions happen there. So why these beings, the wound immediately recover? That means they killed a lot of beings or harms to lots of beings. So that's where it happens. So now we understand, karma means that. And then if we can protect other beings, we do it. If we cannot protect directly, we don't harm to others through our body, speech, and mind. Don't harm means, do you understand? Don't harm means it talks about religious harmony, friends relationship, families, the relationship. So we always say world peace or the world peace. We try to make the peaceful world. We try to increase peace to world peace, world peace. That is great. At the same time, if we come to the law of karma, then there are spontaneously the peaceful is exist there spontaneously. So and then Venerable said, in hungry ghost realm, whenever they eat, they are immediately hungry. This is not because their stomach are big, but because they were greed in past lives. So you should avoid greed. Greed, perhaps we think, oh, greed doesn't matter. They just keep their own, their money or food or clothes. We don't want to let them give away these things. Yes, you don't want to give away, but don't too much. Greed means a very subtle attachment. One keeps very, very carefully, Even, of course, they cannot offer to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and so forth, and they cannot practice generosity. I mean, they cannot give to the other animals and poor people and poor families and so forth. Even they cannot use themselves. What is that problem? Okay, you are always worried about that. Maybe mice eat this, or maybe some thieves steal this. Maybe something happened. We have lots of worry about that. But okay, this is small part. The biggest part is eventually this body and mind separate. Yeah. So our mind and body sooner or later separate. Because our body is accomplished by five elements. So breathe, dissolve into the wind, air, that's all. Flesh, bones, they dissolve or disappear into the earth. And then blood dissolve into the water. Right now, we have a strong body because we bring the essence, the energies of five elements, bring in our body, and we hold it. But then when we will die, maybe you see the dead body. After they die, some from their nostril comes something. Even they cannot stand up on their neck. It's just neck cannot hold. When they die, their neck is still there. Their brain is still there. Why they cannot sit? Why they cannot talk? Because the power of these elements are running away. So these then the elements, they're gone, but our consciousness alone stay. Our consciousness not die. We call death. Death means separation or separating. Body and mind separate. Our mind and the river are same. It's very long. Actually, it is. Our mind is, in the relative truth, our mind is impermanent, but it is very long. Okay, so then our mind goes with, if you are a great practitioner, your mind goes with compassion, loving kindness, and then non-duality. Non-duality means beyond the suffering. It's great happiness, joy. Why I call this? Because there is no suffering. But if you are not a great practitioner means if you cultivated lots of afflictive emotions, with afflictive emotions, then your mind goes with them. You don't have that body when you will die after your death. You don't have this body, but you have all afflictive emotions. You have anger, you have fear, you have more fear, more anger, you have more jealousy, and so forth. And then you experience. Experience means there are two kinds of experience. Experience with this physical body and experience with the mind. Okay, so then you will more experience about the sufferings. So I am not make scared to you, but it's talking reality. Because the Dharma is reality. As I told you, Dharma means phenomena, karma means law or rules and regulation of this. So then to teach this, we have to talk reality. Yeah? So greed means, I come back. Greed means you are too much attached or greed with your things, your possessions. After your mind and the body separate, your hand doesn't work. Cannot work. Your hand cannot work. So even you cannot carry your mobile phone. But you strongly attach your mobile phone. After you passed away, your friend or some relatives, they used your phone or they gave to someone there you don't know, and you are strongly regret and you attach on there. And then you are unhappy. So now we try to reduce. We don't try to remove your possessions, your clothes, your powers. But in the Dharma teaching, we try to reduce your greed. If you reduce your greed, you don't have this part of suffering that I mentioned a moment ago. And then Milarepa said, near the bathing pool there is a wishful feeling cow. It is up to you whether you milk it or not. So this is a metaphor. Milarepa is actually poetry, yeah? Poetry. So he used this fulfilling cow, wishful feeling cow is Dharma. So it is up to you whether you milk it or not, means you bring these Dharma methods into you or not. It's up to you. Milarepa's meaning is that. At the top of the wish-granting tree, there is a medicine that heals the 5 afflictions. It's up to you whether you take it or not. This is also a metaphor. So in the Dharma, there are very significant path instructions. If you, this wish-granting tree is like that. So it is like a wish-granting tree. So then you take this medicine, means you bring these path instructions or not. It's up to you. If you bring these path instructions, don't just put it into the book. Don't just gurus let them keep only by themselves. if you are smart, you are going to bring all of their path instructions, and then you utilize by yourself because you love by yourself, and then you liberate from many problems, many sufferings, and at the same time you can benefit others, right? The Dharma masters have keys of instructions. It is up to you whether you open the doors of karma, cause and effect, and emptiness. So this Milarepa said that. So Dharma masters has key to open the doors of karma, cause and effect. That means karma, cause and effect, there's just a few words, 3 vocabularies, karma, cause and effect. But there are lots of, complicated things. There are lots of complicated things. So you have to understand them. As I mentioned earlier, even you are a Dharma teacher, and when you teach, at that time you cultivate virtues or non-virtues. It's related to understanding karma, cause or effect. Otherwise, Gamboba, he said, if you will not practice on right way the Dharma, it is also a cause of lower realms. So, if you practice Dharma for the sake of outwardly concerns or challenge to others, destroy to others, then you use Dharma in the wrong way. Dharma means we try to make happy mind. We try to help others. Some who has problems, we try to help them. We try to benefit them. And we try to make them Buddha. We try to make them Buddha means it is up to them, but our responsibilities, we have to explain. If you do that, and then you gain this realization, this experience, and then that experience, then this realization, and then you entirely liberate from suffering. So then you have asked, maybe you have a little doubt, is it real? Yes. And then we need proof, especially in this century. We need proof. Without proof, people are quite hard to believe. So what is the proof? First, you compare you and nowadays some holy gurus there exist. So they have lots of obstacles, challenges, and your challenges and obstacles you compare. So they are still okay with these problems, but you have lots of heavy things. Same problem, maybe same situation. This is that means immature and mutual. Immature or mature. And then Shakyamuni Buddha, he only 2,000 years ago, he came in this world. So he completely liberated. If he did not, because he said he was prince, he was prince. So he did not belong to this kingdom and so forth. He said, I'm going to liberate suffering. Otherwise, he has a beautiful princess, wife, and he has wealth. He is very strong. His father king is like a Chakravarti king. He has a special power at that time. But he understood that his father king has lots of sufferings in mind. That's where he practiced Dharma, and then he totally liberated. But if he did not liberate it from this suffering, and then there are these masters like Nalinda, great Nalinda masters. they will not follow his teachings, because the way of Buddha Dharma practice is not only kind of unreasonably doing something. They examining, they analyze. For example, Buddha said, you have 3 kinds of suffering, and suddenly they examine themselves. I really have them or not, and what are them? They investigate, and then they confidently found that Buddha Shakyamuni Buddha was liberated from samsara, and then they strongly believe in Buddha's teaching and they practiced, and then these Mahasiddhas and Nalinda masters, they all liberated from suffering. So this is the few centuries ago. These Nalinda masters and Mahasiddhas came in this world around, for example, Nagarjuna, around the 2nd century. And then others are around the 7th century or so forth. Yeah, still there are great Mahasiddhas. So we have proof. And then you can experience by yourself. Here in the Dharma teaching say, don't be angry, okay? And then be patient. And then if you come to in your own house, and when you are angry to something, or your angry emotion arises, at that time you try to be patient, or you just follow this angry emotion. So you check, you examine through this way, and then it so Dharma means actually like that. And then here, if we introduce the 6 afflictive emotions, anger is an emotion that follows in object and is motivated to harm that object. So anger means actually it goes outside, it's follow object. Actually all thoughts follow to the objects, but there are different actions a little bit. The best antidote is to not follow this emotion, but just to watch it. Recently we a little bit trained during the meditation class. So follow means you see someone's faults and you follow that. Follow that means you think, you're pointing out, this is your faults. And after, what should you do? You start to criticize. And then that person becomes your enemy. And then that person replied same thing to you, and then start to fighting. So that's why don't follow. Whenever angry emotion arises, start to watch it. Not following this emotion means, for example, if you are angry to a bird and then you would like to kill it, at that moment, first you notice, now I am angry. This part is very important. We don't have chance or opportunity to think like that when we are angry. But please don't misunderstand. I don't mean angry people are bad or something like that, okay? Here, even in the Dharma teaching, it does not criticize to angry people and everybody has the angry emotion and so forth. But in this case, you are the very important things you have to understand. now we try to recover from the angry emotion, illness of angry emotion. So that's where, oh no, I'm angry. This is so difficult to remember during the strongly anger or angry. And second, your responsibility is to watch your anger, bringing in arrow or stone isn't your responsibility at that moment. So the mind which watches the anger is warm wisdom like the sun. So if you just gaze at it, the ice of anger will melt. Angry emotion as the hot water is also very similar. Sometimes I thought that I turn on the gas and I put on the higher level, and then it's water boiled. And turn on this gas, turn off, and then this water just boom, it's relaxed. So over angry emotion is like that. If we boil the water lots, and then the sound comes, and then water goes outside, something like that. So if you just gaze at angry emotion, the ice of anger will melt, so you will not cultivate negative karma due to this angry emotion. Do you understand now? We say karma. So then if we are going to reduce, or we don't want to make imprint, or if we don't want to make negative karma through angry emotion, we are going to watch angry emotion, and we don't follow it, then we will not cultivate negative karma. Then what is attachment? Attachment is a fixation on an object. Attachment is also actually follow with other object, yes, but it's a little different. The angry emotion is always follow on this false or something like that. The attachment means fixate, so fixation on an object. This emotion is like an elephant, and its object is like a deep mud. So if the elephant sinks in the mud, then however much it moves, its body, it only sinks deeper and deeper. I mean, big elephants. I saw some in the movies. The elephant, animal, what is it called? It's National Geographic or some. So some elephant went to the mud, and then they try to run away, but they sink. So I thought, oh, this is a good example of attachment. Attachment is like that. Which means if you are attached to something and you more fixate on there, and then it becomes stronger and stronger. So whenever attachment arises in your mind, notice that and don't continue fixate. Whether this is a good thing or bad thing doesn't matter. I just bring example. If you like to listen a song, first you listen one time, then second, third, fourth, and then you will become addicted. Same like that. And like watch games and everything same. So if you don't continue to fixate, then you don't cultivate negative karma due to the attachment. One can liberate from one's attachment through knowing one's attachment. So we call it a supplication to the self-liberated guru. The mind which knows your attachment is the guru. So often say, Guru is not outside. It's funny how many times we discussed on there, but I don't know how much you trust by yourself. This is a little funny, yeah? Guru is in your mind. When you know that, you are going to apply it, utilize it. Because Guru means the outer this Guru are example. They guide, they lead, they give you path instructions. Wonderful. And the reality Guru is in your mind. So you apply it and then you can liberate. And next, what is ignorance? Ignorance is being blind to the nature of things. For example, the nature of our mind or the laws of our karma, it provides every facet of our mind. It is like a blind person who is on the edge of a cliff. So through ignorance, all of our actions are cause of samsara. But the antidote of ignorance is wisdom. There are many methods to purify these. For instance, listening, reflecting, and meditating, teachings, Dharma discussion, and reading Dharma scriptures. Don't think they are very simple. Actually, this is a humane habit, I understand, but we are going to fix our problems step by step. Suddenly fixed is very rare. Very few people in previous lives, they have very engaged, not only previous lives, in past years, they cultivated very less non-virtues. And then kind of these practitioners can suddenly, remove this negative karmas and so forth and liberate. Otherwise, it's not easy to do, change our, fixed our problems and so forth. So don't think, oh, I listen for so long time. So no, I don't want to. Oh, I discussed for so long time. No, I don't want to. If you think like that, at that time you should start by yourself. How much you can reduce those afflictive emotions. If you cannot understand how much this challenge sufferings challenges you or not, then you understand. So Buddha said in the Sutta of Great Liberation, if one listens to the Dharma for a moment, its benefits are more than making offerings to 1 million Bodhisattvas. So, what are these benefits? They are that listening to the Dharma purifies your ignorance. So, ignorance is like a darkness. If there is darkness, perhaps you are going to turn on the light. Perhaps you are burn the candle lights. Perhaps the sunlight should come there. Otherwise, you went inside of darkness. How much times you hold your palms and together and make wish? It doesn't. This darkness remains there. So exactly the ignorance is like a blind. So only wisdom can purify them. Why does it benefit you? Because when you have ignorance, it can be cleared away with just a few words of truth. For example, if I say, in reality, your problems do not exist, because if you see their essence, then they are not longer problems. You will agree, your ignorance of ultimate truth can be purified very quickly because ultimate truth is already very clear and pure. The ignorance that covers it is very light compared to the ignorance of grasping at the mundane things. Then during the meditation, one starts to see the true nature. And when one sees the true nature, for example, if one sees the true nature of suffering, suffering itself dissolves into the true nature, like darkness disappearing in front of the sunshine. Literally, ignorance in Dharma, marikpa, or in Sanskrit, avidya. Ma is a negation, and Rigpa is the ultimate true nature. So the opposite of Marikpa, is understanding or knowing. Another example is when we travel a country, if we know the language, we have fewer difficulties. But if we don't know the language, there are difficulties. Even if one goes to a restaurant, one cannot get delicious and favorite food. There are many unawareness. So this is unawareness of language. So if two people go to a restaurant and one person has only $20, while the other person has $1,000 in his pocket, the first person gets his or her favorite food because he or she learned its name. The other person cannot because he or she did not learn their favorite food's name in their language. The money cannot ultimately hook the favorite food and bring it to the person. Likewise, one practitioner knows how to watch their afflictive emotion when it arises, so immediately it is purified. Like snowflakes falling on a hot stone. Another practitioner doesn't know how to watch their affliction, so they follow that emotion and then cultivate negative karma through these afflictive emotions. So I don't make a difference between the who learn or who does not learn, but in this case, learn means we have to understand. Okay, we have to understand. We are going to agree to the reality, real, true nature. Yeah. So this is the real problem or not? I have many experience. I went to many restaurants. Really, so I like to eat many food in restaurant too. So if there is no pictures, it's quite hard. If there are some pictures of food, then I just point out, I need this. Otherwise, quite hard to say I need like kind of this food. Then it's no matter I have money or not. So same in the Dharma. Already Milarepa gave us the great metaphors or examples. Wish fulfilling cows or wish fulfilling grand trees. Dharma means like that. So you milk it or not, it's up to you. That means we have to understand it or not. Understand means just stay, we cannot understand. If we nothing to do, just stay, if we understand, then where is it going? Karma, cause and effect. Karma means action. And then effect means it is result. We act something and then we get that result. Yeah. So, however, we are going to remove ignorance. Ignorance is actually quite difficult. What is ignorance? In the Dharma teaching, it says ignorance means all afflictive emotions are combined with ignorance. But the ignorance means we don't know the true nature, real things. That we call ignorance. Then what is pride? Pride is an emotion of conceit. It is like a small amount of carbonated water can fill whole cup. Just so with pride. One is satisfied with a small amount of knowledge or experience and does not have room for greater knowledge or experience. Through strong pride, one will cultivate the karma of looking down others. And through this karma, one will start to disrespect others through body, speech, and mind. So how to purify is through what actually we call prostation in the 7-branch aspiration prayer. Its meaning is being humble or paying respect to others through one's body, speech, and mind. The karma of disrespect is reciprocal. Reciprocal. If one is disrespectful, later one will be disrespected by others. And at that time, one will suffer more because of one's pride. There are many methods to eliminate pride. One forceful method is to visualize oneself as a yidam. Being the yidam means that one is self-liberated from suffering and helps others. So one does not experience suffering and starts to benefit others through this visualization. If one can hold the visualization, then one is free of creating further imprints of karma due to pride. Then jealousy is an afflictive emotion wherein one dislikes others' good qualities. Health, wealth, merit, knowledge, realizations, and powers, and so forth. This emotion is a combination of anger and attachment. Jealousy is quite hard to eliminate when it arises. So generally, one should practice rejoicing in others' good fortune and keep a more pure perception. These are the good antidotes of jealousy. If one can practice more with the antidotes of jealousy, then one's mind can be a happy mind. So let us try. It is true or not. Actually, it says jealous people have no time to. Actually, it's no moment to be happy. So that's where there are lots of sorrow, really. So we need happiness, but why do we cultivate jealousy? Emotion of jealousy, yeah. So because of ignorance, we don't know that. We don't know jealousy make suffering. It's funny, actually. It is really degenerative time. People give some advice. Sometimes you need jealousy, otherwise people look down. Sometimes you need pride, otherwise people thought you have no knowledge. Sometimes you need anger, otherwise people don't respect to you, something like that. It's kindly said, but we come through these actions in samsara since the beginningless time, Anyhow, so we rejoice others good things. These are the good antidotes of jealousy. If one can practice more with the antidotes of jealousy, then one's mind can be a happy mind. Happy mind is the main cause of a happy life. Life means, I often say, life means just a feeling. So, what are the feelings? Happy and unhappy. Happiness and happy or unhappy. So now we can do, because our mind is with us. So, of course, practitioners who rejoice will not cultivate negative karma through jealousy. Okay. Then doubt. Doubt, it says in Kunduzambo Samhitabhara prayer, dualistic thoughts create doubt. Doubt is uncertain mind. Its antidote is perfect view. View means decision, whether mundane activities or dharma activities. If one has doubt, then one cannot accomplish one's job. Doubt means, shall I do this or that? Shall I eat this or not? This is the simple example. Is there real karma cause and effect or not? Actually, this doubt comes from ignorance. If we don't have ignorance, this doubt has no way to come. Because if there is karma or not, if we have this doubt, at that time we don't know what is karma, yeah? But if we know karma means overaction, first, from our mind, we think, oh, I'm going to say something. That mind makes it. And then, through speech, it start to make voice, harsh word. And the body means tongue and lips. They help. Exactly the harsh word, like a weapon. And then throw away to others' ears. And then it hurts others. It hurts others' mind. It hurts others' mind, but imprinting. Do you know what is imprinting? Imprinting means, for example, I write something in my laptop, in my notes. I imprint it. I can imprint thousands of papers, but still this main letter still stay in my laptop. Then another example is, I don't know what it's called. In Tibet, we have some, we call it tsa. So tsa, they looks like a bell. Inside has many statues or stupas, forms, like a print. And then we put some mud inside, and after we take off this mud, all stupa statues imprinted on this tata. But it's still this with this like a bell inside. Still, all of them, these statues and stupas imprints are still remain there, like that. In addition, as us Dharma practitioners often hear of samsara and nirvana, and we are willing to give up samsara, but we don't try to give up afflictive emotions. All happiness occurs from being without afflictive emotions, but instead, we try to find happiness from somewhere outside ourselves. We cannot give up afflictive emotions, but we can reduce them through our thinking power. And in the Dharma, we have methods to gain this thinking power. Whether we talk a lot or are of few words, we try to decrease our great afflictive emotions. And when they become small, we try to cut them at the root, because we seek happiness and dislike suffering. We cannot fight suffering directly and purify it directly. Even if we can do that today, tomorrow it will surface again. So the best thing is to purify the cause of suffering, which are the afflictive emotions. But to purify the afflictive emotions, we have to understand what they are, how they act, and especially how to purify each and every one of them. For example, modern doctors first check their patients and determine what is their sickness. If it is lung disease, then they give medicine for that. And if it is stomach disease, then they give medicine for that stomach. So through this way, they can benefit greatly people who are ill. Many patients enter the hospital barely able to work, with the support of friends, with face drawn in pain. But a few days later, they come out smiling, able to work on their own. This really happens in front of our sins. Dharma is the same. Yes, there is a common medicine which helps with the whole body, but urgently ill patients cannot be patient with their pain. It is too intense. So they need specific medicine to recover from their pain and sickness right away. Similarly, people suffer pressingly through their negative karma, cause and effect. So as Dharma practitioners, try to help them resolve their urgent suffering and problems. This is very important. If methods did not exist in the Dharma, it would be quite hard to create new methods. But these methods have remained in Buddha's teaching for thousands of years. So we explain word by word and share and practice together with our brothers and sisters through our warm heartedness. This is how Dharma practitioners can be of benefit in this world. In effect, when, for example, in the Dharma, we are told not to smoke cigarettes. The injunction not to smoke is the Dharma teaching. Then if we smoke, this action is what we call karma. And the damage to our lungs is the result. If we compare smokers and non-smokers, the rate of lung cancer in smokers is higher. So people who act through afflictive emotions or who does not act with the afflictive emotions, the first person has more problems, sufferings. So we try to reduce, help to reduce their afflictive emotions. At the same time, of course, we try to reduce ourselves the sufferings, the cause of suffering. Okay, this is the very important. And then I will start to read in the book, page number 18. If you have this book, if you don't have, no problem. Just you listen. I will try to read it clearly as much as possible. So, among 10 non-virtues, we talked about 10 non-virtues. So, today we already talked about the 3 non-virtues of a body, and also we talked some non-virtues among the 4 non-virtues of speech. What is speech? Oh, right? Yeah. So then now is the probably is 3rd. Useless speech or meaningless talk is of 3 types: deluded, useless speech, useless worldly chatter, and true but useless speech. The first one could be making negative aspirations. Negative aspirations means we aspirate that to how to say this kind of we aspirate like bad things to others. If we don't like someone, and then we pray that they have not good luck or something like that. Then the second concerns silly talks, jokes, and the like. So silly, actually, I often say that if people have nickname or good name, especially kind of holy name, it's quite important to utilize that. For instance, because it tells your mind actually when you say something to others, when you say some through even you call them through good names, holy names, that means your mind is already pure, So then another example is we have different habits. Someone has said some directly. I don't mean these people are not good people, but behavior. It's directly means you must careful your speech when we talk to others. If it harms to others' mind, why? For what reason you should harm to others' mind? Because they don't need this harm. They try to avoid this harmless situation. If you have a small compassion, please apply this compassion on that person, So then if something benefits through your speech, you should talk more. I think this is a much better than keep silence, actually. But if you just talk harmful things, then be silence is very extremely important. Be silence. It's very important. Then third concerns attempts to explain Dharma to those lacking respect or in appropriate frame of mind. Okay. Actually, this is exactly it says third concerns attempts to explain Dharma to those lacking respect or in appropriate frame of mind. Many of Sangha, I don't think they are in appropriate frame of mind, because they come to listen Dharma because they have a wish. Number one, they like Dharma. Number two, they have hope that Dharma benefits something. Maybe they have, if they have a great mind, great motivation, they worry about the world situation of the world. Because there are lots of problems occurs, including the weather conditions and so forth. And then they come to listen Dharma and they try to, they wish and hope to reduce these problems. So why of course we can teach. And I don't think there are like this nowadays that some probably, I'm going to against the Dharma, so I'm going to listen what he or she said, and then I'm going to against that. I think nobody do these days. So kind of these people, if we talk Dharma, it does not benefit. It cannot benefit to them. The meaning is like that, but it is also dependent with the time. First time they may have like this motivation and explain Dharma vividly, and their mind will turn into the positive. So it's very possible. Actually, the way we many Dharma masters, they don't talk frankly that you should respect Dharma masters, because it's a little funny. It's directly says, however skillfully says, indirectly people thought, you should respect to me, something like that. It's very possible to understand that. But whether you respect to me or not, it's your decision. But generally, Dharma masters means very, very holy things, because they talk. They greatly benefit to us. They greatly benefit to us that these in previous negative karmas, no one can purify it. Even Buddha come here to try to remove by his hand. Definitely he could not. So that's where someone has a very sweet questions. Does Buddha has the power to remove all the power or not? So I said yes and no, both. Yes means Buddha has this power, which is his method. That is how to remove these sufferings. Buddha has that power. But I say no, that means Buddha comes to us and remove our sufferings. Buddha cannot do that. That means law of karma. Yeah? Law of karma. So that's why the what do we talk now? The Dharma masters. Shakyamuni Buddha, he became enlightened 2000 years ago, and nowadays Dharma masters help us to understand these methods, the methods of Buddha's methods, which we call Dharma methods. So how to reduce sufferings, how to solve the problems. So through we are so grateful for Dharma masters. Through that way we have to respect. And also in the Dharma, there are many rules and regulations how to respect. So these are also, if you think important, then we already talked, because one section is about that in this text. So we already discussed on there. Then okay. Third is gossiping, maybe third, yeah. Worry. Many talk. Frame mind of three types of rapid. Second, Dharma explained to the Tago. Yeah. Of the three types of result, the rapid result is rebirth as in animal. Animal, we love animals. But how we love? We love animals means we don't try to become these animals. But there's occasionally, after we become bodhisattvas, and through animals' life, we can benefit to others. And then through this way, we can take rebirth, the animals' life. But at that time, they are not real animals. But now, if I ask you, if you have power that suddenly you turn into the gods or you turn to the animal, what would you do? I think 99% you answered, I would like to become gods. You are right. So which means we love animals, but we don't like to become animals, because they have lots of sufferings. They have less freedoms. Okay, so that's where it's if we mainly talk is cause, and this result is the take rebirth as animal. That means what is it? Chirping or something. They talk mainly lots of these things, but this is the just talking part is just one part, but in reality they have lots of suffering. Even they are thirsty, they cannot say, I'm thirsty, do you have water please? They cannot say, yeah. The corresponding result is that even if reborn a human, the person's words will carry no weight. Wow, this is very true. Very true means some I think it's very much related to teachings. Someone teach exactly Dharma, exactly what Buddha said, because they brings these teachings from Buddha's scriptures and discussed on there, practice on there, and debate on there, writing wrote on the scriptures, but their mind, their words not so heavy yet. Of course, this is, but not so heavy. That means that it's related in the previous lives karmas about many talks. This is the one example. The other things is there are some people's a word, single word can change the world. Some people's thousands of books cannot change the others' mind, This is very much related about Menel's talk. The dominant result is rebirth in a place where the seasons are completely erratic. Yeah. The worst instance, the most pernicious step of useless speech is that which distracts those who are practice Dharma. Yeah. Okay, so this we teach Dharma, and we even for me, honestly, I'm not a great practitioner and a great scholar, but I have confidence that Dharma really benefit. Dharma benefits in different layers. It's dependent on the practitioners, actually. So for oneself, if oneself is a great meditator, and then it tames all afflictive emotions, of course, and again realizations. If not like that, through Dharma practice, listening Dharma, studying Dharma, and become more, how to say, like a humble, honest. These are very important part, in our human society. So I see many of, so I say my experience means I saw many friends who studied well, who practice well. In the one family has two sons, two boys. One is went to the some monasteries, and they studied well and practiced well, and another one did not. They have a big different behavior. Eventually they are come to the animal like a fish. It's ready to kill or ready to eat. Probably the second part is, first part quite hard, The second part is not like that. But I don't mean that everybody is same. Some are, they did not join in the monasteries, but they kind of naturally they have a wonderful behavior, character, and they are really helpful. But perhaps this is my culture effect. So I always, when I met like these people, I always thought in previous lives they were great practitioners. So now they have a great mind, great compassion, and this great behavior. That's what I thought. Yeah. So perhaps this is the cultural effect. I mean, I was growing in the Dharma, so I thought everything's related on Dharma. However, for example, Marpa, what I try to talk is that Marpa, before he joined in the monastery and practiced Dharma, his behavior is very, very wrathful. His parents are really worried. He will become like a martyr, and he become very serious person. But then their parents requested him, try to make effort to him to learn Dharma, and he become great Dharma master, and he is the head of Kagyu lineage in Tibet. So now we say we are Kajupa. In reality, Marpa, we thought Marpa went to India. No, Kajupas does not exist. How much we say, oh, Lord Jiktin Sungu is wonderful, or Malarepa is wonderful, Gambopa is wonderful. Yes, they are wonderful like stars and moons, but Marpa is like the sun. Without sunlight, probably in this world there is no light. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. So however, Marpa became like that. So that's where brought the example that a family has two sons. That one son, if he did not become John in the monastery and so forth, probably it's very possible. It's a very serious person, but a lot of change. Okay. These are examples. Then it's not always we should compare with the two people. Ourselves, but last year and this year, yesterday and today, this morning and now, something like that. During the Dharma practice or during the not Dharma practice, so they have a little different. If we practice authentically Dharma. Then next is 3 non-virtues of mind. First, avarice. Actually, it's avarice. The covetousness is of 3 types. Covetousness concerning your own things, other people's things, and those things that belong to neither you nor others. The first is a grasping attachment to family status, physical appearance, qualities, wealth, and possessions, thinking. There is no one quite like me. Yeah. The second is to covet the good things others possess, thinking, if only these were mine. They don't care about others. If only I have like this, something like that. The third involves attachment to things that belong to no one, such as the precious substances, breathed in the earth, thinking if only I could own that. Yeah. It's yo. So it's happened that in this world, historically, and it is. So then lots of problems occur. Of the 3 types of result of avarice or covetousness, the rapid result is to be reborn as a hungry spirit. The corresponding result is that even if reborn human, avarice will, covetousness will dominate the mind. The dominant result is rebirth in a place where the quality of food is poor. Of all the souls of avarice, the most pernicious is the wish to steal the possessions of those who have truly renounced the world. Okay. It's clear, I think. No need more explain. Then second, malevolence. Malevolence is of 3 types due to hatred, jealousy, or resentment. The first is to contemplate killing others because of hatred, as happens in times of war. The second, due to competition and the like, is to think about killing or harming others through fear of being surprised. The third, due to long-standing resentment, is to contemplate killing or hurting someone who has previously wronged one or the like. Yeah. malevolence. We should be careful of this motivation. So this motivation, I think, is a very, very harmful motivation because it crushes our merit. Merit reduced through malevolence over malevolence. If we have a good, warm heart and the good motivation, then this is the great cause of merit. So if we have merit, we can accomplish in the small means, in the lots of ways. For example, whether you expect or not, it's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't want to particularly expect, but if you have a school examination, or if you have to find a new job, or you have found a new friends, or you found a good job, or whatever good things is related opposite of malevolence. If you have malevolence, and then you have very good hopes to receive something to you, but there is obstacles because malevolence blocks them. So that's where keep good heart, warm heart in general. Whether you can practice Dharma a long time, whether you can do retreat for a long time, whether you can teach or listen Dharma a long time or not, the principle is keep good heart with your family, with your friends, with your pets, even dogs, cats, or so forth, and with the country, your country, and with wherever you live. You good motivate, and then especially in this world. World is our mother. We call Mother Earth. This is so our home. So we should respect. And then the sentient beings are our friends. In the Buddhism, we can say Dharma brothers and sisters. If you are not Buddhist, still we are brothers and sisters. Why we say? Because you have love and we have love. These two loves are automatically has a relation. So because that's why we should help each others. We don't harm each others. This is very important. And if one engage malevolence, it talks about the result. Of the three types of result of malevolence, the rapid result is rebirth in hell. So hell is actually in the Dharma explained that under the Bodhigaya, actually Vajra speech, under the ground, somewhere have hell realms. There is the head holes. There's cold hills. There are branches somewhere. But this is externally talks like externally. But internally, maybe this internally in channels. Angry emotion goes in the heart chakra. It is hell. It is hell. And jealousy come to the throat chakra. It is also like a demigod's realms, Ignorance go to the navel chakra. It is animal realms, something like that. And greed arises in the security chakra. It is spirit, hungry spirit realms, or something like that. So that's where this secretly these six realms are in our body, and then secretly they are with our mind. If you have malevolency, you are in the lower realms. If you have a bodhicitta, you are higher realms. If you have a non-duality, realization of non-duality, you are in the Buddha stage. So, the corresponding result is that even if reborn human, hatred dominates your mind. The dominant result is rebirth in a place where the food is bitter and coarse. Of all types of malevolence, the worst instance and most pernicious act is to plan to commit one of the 5 acts that have an immediate consequence. Immediate consequence. Yeah. So this 5 worst instance, most pernicious plan to commit one of the 5 acts. Hopefully, recently not engaged like this, and one kills parents, one kills arhatis, and destroys stupas and so forth. But these are not directly engaged, but then, however, the opposite of them, we should respect our parents. We should respect our gurus. We should respect arhatis. Are maybe we are not engaged. It's a good thing. We may not. But malevolence is disappear motivation. I don't know where it goes. Or arhati, Shakyamuni Buddha, they are not good, something like that. Then just one cultivate negative karma, yeah? So hopefully we're not. Then I think it's okay. We stop here, and okay. So this hell realm and this result talks. This perhaps you are quite not sure where this result or something like that. But if you don't believe hell realm, particularly it exists somewhere, something like that. But the hell realm is the great, strong suffering realm. So it means how much you cultivate negative activities, that your suffering increase. So how much you cultivate virtuous actions, then your happiness increase. So basically, your mind is not combined with suffering. Your mind is clear, pure, and beyond suffering. So we try to reach on this stage. That's when we talk a lot about how to remove all of these obstacles. Okay? And then that's our virtues that I teach. You listen, and you reflect it, and you meditate it on there. And same like all these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, their merits and all our brothers and sisters, all of their virtues we gathering together and dedicate to all Mother Sentient beings for the sake of, how to say, free from suffering. Okay? Chancho semcho rembo che ma che ba nam che jor che ba nyam ba me ba ya ko ne kon de be ba jo.
May bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. Thank you.